about to get this advanced course started. So I hope you're excited. In this video, of course, I'm going to introduce you and welcome you. Welcome to the advanced level of trading. This is where you start making money, obviously. So without wasting time, let's jump right into the course. I'm your boy Silver Fulltime. Alright, now let's get it started. Welcome once again to the advanced course. Guys, this is what you've been waiting for. I know it. Alright, I know in your mind you were saying, dude, we get the basics. I know what a pip is right now, so how do I make money from here on? Now this is the right place, guys. This is where it starts. Now we're going to be showing you how we make decisions, how we rip from the market, how we protect ourselves against losses. And in this tutorial, although I won't get deep into every detail, I'll be showing you all the strategies that we're going to be discussing from here on. Alright, including the take profits, including the stop losses. Alright, so let's not waste time, let's get into it. So the first one on the list is coming there as support and resistance. Alright, now here we have this illustration of how support and resistance should actually work. Alright, now what is support? Support is here. Alright, support's a point where the market starts moving upwards, which we covered in earlier videos. So if you missed out on that, go check it out. Go check it out. And I hope I'm not talking too fast. I'm just trying to save time, you know. So right here, resistance was then created. This is where market starts moving downwards, obviously. This is your bearish market, alright. Support 2 was then created and the market went right through the resistance that we just created. Alright, now this concept is known as breaking. You know, when people say I'm trading breakouts, blah blah blah, this is a definition of what breaking looks like. Alright, so we have an X here to represent that this was a broken area. So if an area is broken like this, broken resistance, we then wait for a retest, which is a strategy on how we enter the market. Huh? It's how we make the money, how we make the decision. We see a broken support or resistance and we wait for a retest and we clock the numbers. So the market obviously continued going up, created another resistance, and it came down. Alright, now this resistance was later broken at this point here and we waited for another retest there. So as we're waiting, the market continued going upwards until finally they came back to the same point, which was broken previously. Making sense now? Now this is the same point we broke. The market is back there. This is what a retest is. Final. We are at retest. We are now buying. So your first buy order would have been placed here. Alright. The market then could have continued going all the way down here. If the market reached that area, we would have had our second buy order in the market, alright, which was sadly not triggered because the market never came there. It just started going upwards from there. Just to show you that you can miss some opportunities, but not to say that the strategy failed. Alright, so of course the market then went up from there, went up, alright, right until they hit the take profit all the way up here. Now you're probably wondering, bruh, how did you get that take profit? So this take profit is another strategy which we will discuss, but this distance here that we took going upwards is the same distance if you were to measure from support 1 all the way to the highest point that market moved before giving us a retest. So that's how you know how much I'm gonna eat. That's how much that we're gonna eat, that whole distance. So this little portion here was what we're risking to make this big piece over here. And if the second order was also triggered in, this is how much you would have made from that as well. Let me just zoom out a bit. There we go. And we move you over there. So this given, if number 2 was also triggered, you'd have taken full profits of trade number 2 right over here, and you would have made double the money. All right, now moving on to the next one before I go deep into this. I love trading, guys. All right, so up next on the list is what we call the AB equals CD pattern. All right, and I've merged it here with the Fibonacci. All right, this is called Fib zone trading together with the AB equals CD pattern. So how this one works is just like we did support and resistance, we're still gonna monitor that. So first we need a support or a resistance that's broken. So here clearly we've got a resistance that started breaking here. The market went up, and they came back for the retest. All right, now by using the Fibonacci, which is this funny thing here with the 100, 61, 50, 0, 161.8, right? It goes even higher. By using this tool and dragging it from A to B, it will give you the area called the Fib zone, which is between 61.8 and 50. So this blue area here. So as B became the resistance and the market started coming down, I already had my pending orders waiting at 50 and 61. So I am obviously buying these two levels as soon as they get touched. All right, this one and this one. So they both got triggered. The market started rushing up. So the rule with the ABC pattern says that the distance between A to B is the same distance you will cover from C, which is where you started trading from, all the way to D. So this would have been your first target if you're using the ABCD pattern, which I did with the support and resistance. Remember, same sizes of blocks, still ABC. Alright, so this is a harmonic pattern, by the way. Alright, the next one on the list is your Fibonacci. The Fibonacci, if your trade gets triggered within the Fib zone, you take your profit at 161.8, which is the target. Alright, now moving on to the next one, we have your MACD divergence. Alright, so MACD divergence is all about this guy down here. I know I've been ignoring him. You've been wondering what's going on here. Why are you not talking about that thing on the bottom? This is the MACD, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be discussing how to use it, and the only way that we use it is called divergence. What does that mean? Basically here you have a market that's pulling downwards. All right, so the trend is going down. All right, but down here on your MACD, things are not moving in the same direction. Now they start going up. That's called divergence. All right, so your tool down here is not agreeing with what's happening in the actual market. All right, we call that divergence, and as soon as this happens, we expect the market to turn back. Now it's indicating that there's about to be a change in direction. So obviously we then go and find a resistance that we want broken, all right, which we're gonna enter on. So this is our entry level, obviously, and then we wait for the market to start reacting to the divergence they caused. All right, they then broke out here, moved all the way, triggers us in here. This is where the trade basically became live and starts, you know, demanding money from you. All right, they came down a bit to scare you, but eventually the market just shot up and paid you all the way to take profit 2. All right, now you're probably wondering, how the hell are you doing this? This is called a trading tool. I call it a trading tool. Okay, this is basically a customized Fibonacci that helps me make decisions when I'm trading divergence. All right, so I use this tool to give me targets. Where should I place my take profit 1? Where should I take my second profit? So I just pull out this tool, take the support, which is now my stop loss, and all the way to the resistance I want to break, and it will help me set out my SL and where to take my profits. See how simple that was? We waited for a break, we threw the tool on, and it told us how to set up our trade, and that was it. All right, in the next one we're going to be talking about trend lines. Now guys, this is my favorite one. Alright, this is my favorite type of trading system out of all the ones I'm going to teach you. Okay, it's simple, it's straight to the point, it gives you a lot more entries than all the others that I've shown you. The entries are much clearer, but hey, more entries means more opportunities, and not all opportunities will be right, but I would prefer that than anything else. So in this case, we've got a trend line. Trend lines are basically connecting supports or connecting resistances. In this case, we had a support and a support here. We connected the two to give us this trend line. Alright, so what we're waiting for is for the market to leave that trend, so basically to break out of the trend so that we can enter. In this sell trade, I decided that this resistance, this support here, which is support number 3, because of support 1 and 2, is the support that I would sell if the market jumps out of the trend line, which it did here, and we sold from there on all the way to take profit 1. That's what we took. That's the money we took home, ladies and gentlemen. We then continued. Of course, obviously, as it's falling, I am monitoring what's happening to the resistances. So we had resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, and so on. So with the orange one, I just connected resistance 1 and 2, and then the market just kept respecting that while it was paying me for my sell order until it got to a point where they broke out, and I decided that this guy here would be my entry point. Right, I took my trading tool, I stretched it from the support to the resistance, gave me a stop loss level right over there, and where to take my take profit 1 and 2 and so on. Alright, the market didn't quite go up immediately, they went up, then broke back into this. Alright, right back into my risk zone, and then gave me a new resistance to work with. So what I did is I connected the first resistance with the new resistance until they tried to break out over here, which told me that this guy here should be my entry. You see that the market then went down, and finally caught me in. Alright, they went all the way down after that with my money, came all the way close to our first support there, but didn't quite reach our stop losses. So both these buys survived, and the market started going up from there on. Alright, then obviously with the first buy trade that you triggered, this one, you hit full profits there all the way up to take profit level 2. With the second trade, you only took take profit 1 because the market didn't make it to the second level, which was over here. You see that? Then from there the market went down with no reasoning from me. So this concludes this video. I'm looking forward to teaching you all of these wonderful strategies. These are called technical strategies, obviously, because we are not looking into the fundamentals. We're not reading the news here. We are literally looking at how this candlesticks or how this graph is moving, and using these methods or these techniques or these strategies, if you call them, we can then make decisions on whether we are buying or we are selling. Alright, and with the use of our trading tools, like the trading tool that I mentioned, this one here, we will be able to determine where we want to take our money and where we would want to protect our money. Alright, then obviously we're going to talk about risk management, which is you now applying your knowledge about pips. Okay, go back to pips. Pips are very important, guys. Your knowledge about pips so that you can convert your pips into money. Remember this guy? Alright, so you never enter a trade before you know the pip range and how much you could obviously lose on the trade if it goes against you. Okay, so until the next videos, this was beautiful. It's Silver Full Time. Peace.